A huge welcome, everybody, to our game of the week. Finally, it is here. You can take all that just another game stuff and throw it out. The eyes of the nation are on this field today, and that's what these players live for. And wow, do we have a fun one here ahead. A top 10 team walking into the snake pit of an environment, just trying to get out alive. This will be fun, as we'll see a team that made use of a bye week, the Miami Hurricanes, against the 18th ranked team, the Syracuse Orange. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. Syracuse. Get us underway. And here's the return from inside the 5. And they've got the returner corralled. The Hurricanes offense in less than ideal position off that poor return. And here comes that star wide receiver. He's got the bounce, the aura. He walks on the field with some swag saying, I'm the man, and I know it.
Well, he certainly does, and you know what? He probably should. It's founded in all the hard work that he puts in, the dedication in the summertime during practice. You can see some of the defensive backs watch him as he warms up, studying him, because they know it's going to be a long day trying to deal with this receiver.
It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Well, there's that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time, the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
Spinning out of the tackle. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. And the Canes with 1st and 10 here. And he drops back in the gun. Lets it go under heavy pressure, taking a shot. Oh, and it's dropped. A chance for a big play here in the early going, but some jitters on the part of that receiver.
Man, you got to love this if you're defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
One of those critical 3rd down plays coming up. They're going to run it. Breaks free now into the secondary. Tackle made after a big gain.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see as an offense to open up a football game. Everything seems to be working, whether they're running the football, as we saw right there, able to protect, throw the football with timing and rhythm. Everything on full display for this offense to let this defense know they could be in for a long day.
The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what that's about.
Personal foul. Roughing the pass. Defense.
Quarterback hammered after the throw. That's an obvious 15-yard penalty. And this big crowd doing everything possible to inspire this defense down here near the goal line. Looking for 6. Touchdown, Canes. And they take the early lead.
Well, this is a great way to start this game for this offense. Everything seems to be clicking. Quarterback's making great decisions. Here he makes a perfect throw to the receiver for a nice touchdown to get this game started right.
And they get set now to try the PAT. PAT is good, so it's 7-0. Getting set to kick the ball off now.
Miami 7, Syracuse 0.
He'll return it from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. First down here for this offense. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. Tackled after a short return to the 19, but a huge takeaway in the red zone.
Nice job by this defense jumping on that football to come up with the interception. And not exactly how this quarterback envisioned this game starting. His very first throw of the game, he puts into traffic, and he costs his team in a big way.
He's moving out of the pocket. Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
That is great job here by this offense, taking advantage of a big opportunity provided to them by their own defense after that turnover. And why wait? They get aggressive, make the throw, and it pays off for a touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away.
0.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. So the Syracuse offense heads back out onto the field. Let's see how this quarterback responds. Remember, an interception on the very first play of the last possession. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Short pass finds the tight end. Finally, they get him. A great tackle by the quarterback. Not easy with that size difference.
Well, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice game.
Syracuse lines up quickly. Going to pick up the 3rd and short through the air. And he decides to just... That's going to bring up 4th down now. They bring the punter onto the field now. They finally get him down, but that's a solid return. Good work by the return man. And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. They punched it in the last possession. Can they do it again, or will this defense make some adjustments to get a stop? First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Rifles this football to the left. Oh, that one's picked off. Going the other way. Can they stop him? And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Boy, Chris, he hesitated just enough to give the defense a chance to get in position and come up with a big turnover.
So here comes the first play of the drive. They'll begin at their own 46. Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down. The offense going with the hurry up.
Boy, the defense brought the blitz, but the quarterback not only recognizes it, but knows where to go with the football. Finds the back out of the backfield and picks up a first down.
Couldn't find anybody open. He just has to throw it away. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. And he's back to throw again after that incompletion on first down. And it's incomplete as he just overthrew his receiver that time. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Tight end makes the grab. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down. This Syracuse offense is quickly moving down the field.
What a clutch play here by this offense to convert on third down. I know it's still early in this game, but the fact that they've dug themselves a hole.
Will he score here? Touchdown, Orangeman. This quarterback on fire today.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. When he catches the football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He's got an opening. Watch out. He's got great speed. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets across the 45. That's an excellent return. And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. See if this quarterback can bounce back. The last possession, a pick on the very first play. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
That run, good for a first down. The offense still rolling. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time. Kirk, as we take a break for the quarter here, it's Miami in front. And at the end of the first quarter, let's check out the stats so far. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. He's got it right near the end zone. He'll be stopped short a couple yards from the goal line. The Canes come to the line in the hurry up. Tough running to avoid a loss that just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Coming up, second down and goal. On the ground, trying to muscle it across the line. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Well, he came close to putting this ball into the end zone. He comes up short. Now we're looking at a third and goal. Boy, the defense is digging in. The offensive line trying to get a good push. I'm curious to see if they try to run the football again here on third and goal.
On third and goal, they'll try to run it in. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, when you have a big physical offensive line, you can wait to third and goal and rely on them and the running back to get you a touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. PAT is good. They're pulling ahead now, 21-7. Now they get set to kick it away. Return starts from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Syracuse offense back on the field. They were able to punch it in the end zone last time, looking to do the same thing here. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments. First down, looking to throw the ball. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And the ball to the ground. Defense grabs the football. It's a turnover.
You know, with wide receivers, we get enamored with their size and their speed and their versatility and their ability to make plays after the catch. But none of those things are more important than taking care of the ball. He makes the catch, but he doesn't secure the football, and it's a fumble.
Tackled just short of the goal line at the 1. What a run. The Hurricanes hoping to punch it in here. They have first and goal. They try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. Fights his way in for the score. Touchdown for the U.
I think we're starting to kind of see a theme here, Chris, today. That's his second touchdown. The offensive line doing their job, and he's doing an outstanding job of just reading the defense, finding the hole, and being able to pick up big yards and touchdowns.
And now the try here for the extra point. The extra point makes it 28-7. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. Fields it just outside the goal line. And the returner will be brought down. So the Syracuse offense heads back out onto the field. Last possession, they fumbled it away, and it set up a touchdown drive. Can they bounce back from that right away? It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 coming up. Syracuse lines up quickly. 2nd down, we're going to throw it. And the completion made. Tackled pretty quickly, but that is a decent gain on the throw. Offense gets set up here. It's 3rd down. Looking to pick up the 1st down through the air. He's going to pull it down and run.
This quarterback is making his big plays in the most critical moments in this game. Not only does he come up with a 1st down, but he picks up huge yards. And how did it get done? Gets away from the rush, keeps his poise, and then how about him directing traffic as he moves down?
Cannot escape, and down he goes.
The defender did not bite on the fake at all. They were in pass rush mode the entire time.
After a 1st down loss, it's 2nd and long from the 23. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. Shows off the moves there, but ultimately not much of a gain.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
A tough situation for the offense. 3rd and long from their 25. Let's see if the defense brings some heat here. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. It's a huge gain. The stop is finally made at the 41-yard line.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big gain.
Off the play fake, looking to throw on 1st down. And he lofts one deep over the middle. And it's picked off. He throws it right into double coverage and pays for it. Now look at the return after the interception. Sets the offense up in good shape.
That offensive coordinator is going to have some choice words for his quarterback over the phone on the sideline after that throw. You have to be more careful with the football.
And the Miami offense is back on the field. They've really built momentum in this game. They've been hard to stop. Can the defense make some adjustments, come up with a stop here? On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. And it's incomplete. Even on a 1st down throw, he was under some heavy pressure.
You know, the game often comes down to a play or two, and the offense just missed a huge opportunity for a big play. Going to have to make some adjustments there and maybe go back to that play and see if they can come up with a big opportunity.
Challenging play for the offense. They face 3rd and long here from their own 43. Drop him back. Looking to throw for the 1st down. Looking right. This one caught. They bring him down, but that is a huge play for this passing game. Big gain. The Canes will hustle to the line here to run the hurry up.
Boy, a huge play by this offense. A good throw, a nice accurate throw. But I think it's the run after the catch that really impresses me. And early in this game, you got to think they're going to continue to go back to him until this defense shows that they can slow him down.
It's the 2-minute warning. You've got a blowout developing here before halftime. 2nd down play coming up. And he'll set up to throw. Looking for his big tight end. And it's incomplete on the overthrow. Just too much on that ball.
That ball just seemed to sail on it. You got to make sure to give your receiver a chance to be able to come down with a catch and bounce, because in today's game, man, these receivers make catches like this all the time. And if you put the ball out of bounds, you're not going to give them that opportunity.
They stop him after a 4-yard gain, and it brings up a 4th down. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. here on 4th down to keep the drive alive. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. And it falls incomplete. A turnover on downs. Big play for this defense. Here comes the Syracuse offense back on the field. This has been a rough first half. They'll have to regroup in intermission. But in the meantime, let's see if they can get some momentum going. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Looked over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, they don't make the completion here. The timing seemed to be off between the quarterback and the receiver. But, man, this defensive coordinator, he may want to consider getting more pressure on this quarterback by changing some things up. You got a lot of time back there to throw the ball. And eventually, it's going to cost you.
Oh, and he dropped it. Might have heard some footsteps there over the middle. That brings up 3rd down. They're going to run it here. Defense able to stop it. It's 4th down now. And now a timeout quickly called by the defense as they try to get everybody on the same page here. Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt. And he'll kick it away now for the 2nd time. No fair catch. Looking to return this punt. Oh, he's got a crease here. Look out. Can he make it? Yes, all the way to the house. Touchdown. A special teams touchdown. Potential momentum-changing play in this game.
Well, that was just a thing of beauty to watch this return. The gunners were flying down. He's able to avoid them, picks up a couple blocks, and then you could see him gaining momentum and confidence as he was getting downfield, eventually all the way to the end zone.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team on the field getting set now.
Miami, 35. Syracuse, 7.
He's going to return it from near the goal line. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. So the Syracuse offense heads back out onto the field. They're in a hole here before they have a chance to regroup at halftime. Let's see if they can cut into this big lead. Quick completion to the tight end. A big hit by the linebacker. Physical tackle there, big versus big. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a 1st down.
That's a big 1st down for this offense, and it's not been a great day so far, but maybe this play can get them going. And keep this in mind, Chris, because they started the game with the possession, they will not get to start the 2nd half on offense, so they need points right here.
Looks downfield and finds a receiver who worked his way wide open. Touchdown, Syracuse. Strong game by this quarterback.
Well, this guy has a knack for the end zone, doesn't he? That's 2 touchdowns for this guy today, and I don't know if he's done yet.
PAT is good. They cut into the lead. It's 35-14. So the offense gets momentum scoring before halftime. Now the kickoff. We'll see if the defense can get a stop and preserve that momentum. And here's the return from inside the 5. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. They've got to be pleased with their performance here in the first half. Let's see if they just play it cautious and get to the break in front. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's moving out of the pocket. Goes to his right side there for the completion. And he's shoved out of bounds by the defense short of the 1st down marker. 2nd down after that previous play. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. And they heave it deep downfield. The catch is made for a huge pickup. Touchdown, Canes. This offense is still clicking. Well, a touchdown to a wide open man. Kirk, what in the world was going on the defensive side on that play?
Wow, what was the defense thinking here? You can't let a player roam free like that. They just completely forgot about him and gifted him a touchdown.
Extra point try coming now. Kick is up. Tack on a point to their lead. So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. He'll return it from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's when the drive will start. Here comes the Syracuse offense back on the field. Backed up this close to their end zone in the final minute. Let's see if they just decide to take care of the football and look toward the second half. He's going to take off. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Offense getting set. Second down play here. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Pass complete on the crosser. That'll pick up a first down. They'll spot it at the 38. Meadows going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Fellas, a typical first-rate broadcast so far today from Syracuse.
The Hurricanes will kick this away to get the second half going. And he'll bring it out from inside the 10. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 24. Good coverage. So the Syracuse offense heads back out onto the field. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Receiver makes the grab. They stop him after a 6-yard gain. So 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup was good enough to move the chains. First down. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Off the play fake, looking to throw. Fires it to the wideout. And he throws his 3rd interception of the day. Not much on the return, but the takeaway sets up the offense at the 41.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half, and the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Caught way downfield for a huge gain. Touchdown, Hurricanes. And this one is getting ugly.
I love to watch this offense. It's one thing to study the film, but to watch these guys in person, you saw it in the first half, seemed to score at every possession. And here they are coming out to start the second half with another touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. good. They stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away.
Miami 49, Syracuse 14.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. Here comes the Syracuse offense back on the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. Caught for a completion. Where was the defense on that play? The stop made at the 45, but enough for a first down.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Going to try to use his legs here. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
Important second down play coming up. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. And he cannot escape the defense with a sack.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
And on 4th down, the punter sends it away. And the return man decides to signal fair catch. And the Miami offense is back on the field. Last time out, a one-play touchdown drive through the air. Can they keep it going here? Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. He'll hand it off. They're gaining some breathing room now. Tackled at the 26.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Stop at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks.
Well, this is called settling down in his zone defense, just kind of finding that soft spot. So not only does this tight end show that he's got great athletic ability and great size, here he shows that he understands coverage by sitting down in that hole, giving the quarterback a nice target, able to pick up that first down.
So 2nd and 10 after the previous play. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. And that deep shot is caught for a big gain. Touchdown, Miami. To stretch the lead, the route is on. Looked like a total bust there. Easy pitch and catch like you'd see in a Tuesday practice.
Yeah, that quarterback's eyes must have lit up on that play because you've got one of your players way downfield without any defender around him.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away.
56, Syracuse 14.
Return begins inside the 10. And they stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. So the Syracuse offense is back out onto the field. The last drive, they came up empty, had to kick it away. Can they come up with something here? Here comes a first down pass attempt. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball up to the 36.
That's a much better job by this quarterback of working through his progressions. We've seen him earlier try to force some throws, trying to make a big play. This time, works through his progressions, checks it down into the flat, and picks up some positive yards.
He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman. Kirk, as we take a break for the quarter here, it's Miami in front. This has been a beatdown, and the stats at the end of 3 reflect that. Second down play coming up for this offense.
29 Philly, 2-9 Philly.
Here's the snap, looking to throw here. The freshman's able to get home with a sack.
And just like that, you squeeze the life out of this offense. That's another sack by this defense. They have been in that backfield the entire game, and a big reason why these guys are enjoying a lead.
And now the ball comes out. A disastrous play from the start. So they'll retain possession. It's no turnover, but a big loss on the play.
Well, just like running backs, quarterbacks, when they decide to pull the ball down and run, they've got to protect it. He left it out away from his body exposed, and it got knocked away. He's very fortunate he had a teammate who was able to get on top of it.
And the punt team now on to kick it away. Well, he's got some space here. And the returner brought down by the coverage team. And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. This group has been clicking. They've really built momentum. Can the defense make adjustments? Come up with a stop here. Throws a bullet to the right. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Touchdown for the U. And the route is on.
Chris, you talk about having a day. This offense just goes out. They're not even looking at the scoreboard. They're just going out, executing the play called, and continuing to put points on the board.
Now the all-important extra point. And the PAT is good as they continue to pull away even more. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away.
63, Syracuse, 14.
Fields it inside the 5-yard line. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. Here comes the Syracuse offense back on the field. They were forced to punt last time. Can they get this offense going finally? Get some points out of this possession. Pressure is coming. And he just throws it away there. Safe move. Had nobody open. Incomplete. Second down coming up. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. And he dumps it off to the tight end. But a huge collision. Blow delivered there by the linebacker.
Well, fourth quarter down by a couple of scores. This offense doing everything they can to not just score points, but do it in a hurry, try to preserve the clock. Here, they're tackled in bounds. They don't pick up a first down. Good job by this defense to keep that clock moving.
And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down. A new set of downs after that completion. Looking to chuck it again. The receiver makes the catch. Tackle made to the 41. That's a nice gain, getting closer to midfield.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker. Here's the second down play. From the shotgun, drops back, finds his target, and it's complete. And that broken tackle will earn him first down yardage.
The key on a drag route is to put the ball out in front of the wide receiver to give him a chance to do what he just did. Pick up some valuable yards after the catch.
And looking to throw now on first down. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. Finds room at the 30. Slides to avoid the big hit.
And this quarterback can play the game. He can throw, and as we see here, he can run the football. The defense does everything that they need to with the pressure. They look like they're in good position to be able to come up with a nice play on him, but instead, he shows how he can slip out of the back door.
Oh, and the sack is made there by the freshman.
It is a sack party out there for this defense. Everything going their way. You know that this offense is going to try to throw the football down by such a big margin late in the game.
And the protection breaks down again. Back-to-back sacks.
This defense has been lights out today. Great job once again applying pressure on this quarterback. This poor quarterback.
And they've got him again. That ferocious pass rush. Back-to-back sacks. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit. The punt team making their way on the field. And that's a great... out of bounds down near the goal line. They'll spot it there. And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. We come back out protecting a safe lead. What an awesome feeling to be way ahead in a big road game. So it's 1st and 10 inside the 5. How does the coaching staff play this? So they run the ball to get some breathing room, or will they trust the QB and be more aggressive here? And the Canes come to the line looking to crank up the tempo. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Gets some space around the 30. Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. Finally goes out of bounds after gobbling up big yardage on that run. And the offense calls time now with 29 seconds remaining. A massive shift in field position in one play. From inside their own 10, they're now threatening to score. He's looking deep here. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
He's looking for that deep completion. I love the chunk play. I love the idea of being aggressive. They just come up empty.
QB tries it again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, nice play by the defender. Got a hand in there to break up the pass.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. And he's brought down. Offense going backwards with the sack. The offense spends a timeout here. There are 16 seconds remaining.
I think that was a coverage sack as much as anything. They sat back in a dime defense with 6 defensive backs, and none of them blitzed. They just sat back in coverage. The defensive line eventually came up with a sack.
They went for it and failed on 4th down earlier. Let's see if they fare better here. They'll take a deep shot here. Can't connect with a long throw. Incomplete. A 4th down stop. So the offense with a 1st and 10 now. The football placed exactly at midfield. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Short connection to the tight end here. He's brought down after a short gain. That's not going to be 1st down yardage. Well, frankly, Kirk, we hope for games that are a little bit